Hey guys, thank you for joining me for a new Top 5 Niches of the Week episode. This is number 27. Those of you guys that have been with me since the beginning, thank you. This week we've got some follow through from some of the niches that we talked about last week, and some of them were predictable. In the case of the politically charged shirts, obviously people are passionate enough to outwardly project their beliefs on things like t-shirts, so it's pretty attractive as far as niches go. For selling t-shirts on Merch by Amazon, I'm going to give you some political niches you can attack, and then we're going to look beyond the politics, So let's get started. Real quick, if you guys aren't subscribed to my channel and you would like to hit that big red subscribe button, you can look forward to these videos this week. I'm going to talk about how to increase your efficiency and effectiveness, because they're correlated, with print on demand. That's by request. Someone in my Discord server asked to do a video on that. I'm going to do a KDP video, talk about niches done for you, a report, basically a niche report that I've been subscribed to for probably like 6 to 8 months, something in that range. And I'm going to do some Redbubble store reviews. So look forward to those. Also, we've got 2 winners from last week's print on demand giveaway. I will follow up with you via email as soon as I'm done with this video, or potentially tomorrow. Typically, I've been doing it on Mondays, but congrats to the winners. As you can see, they took advantage of the multiple entries you can earn. By the way, we've got another giveaway at the end of this video. If you stay tuned, you can enter. It's completely free, and we're giving away over $1,000 in prizes, again, to 2 lucky winners. All right, and then real quick, next to the giveaway link in the description, I've got a free 8-day print-on-demand mini course and a print-on-demand Facebook community. So if you guys would like to take advantage of that, you can find those in the description. All right, niche number 1. You guys can probably guess what this is. It kind of had to be, just based on sales velocity, new shirts popping up that are doing well. And by the way, on the next slide, I'm going to show you some. But seriously, the Biden-Harris stuff is still selling really well. And there's a lot of, this is like one of those evolving stories. So there is potential to make sales by just paying attention. It sucks probably if you're not into politics to have to follow this news cycle that's so, I don't even know, what do we call it? It's just kind of crazy. But if you're willing to put in that work, there's money to be made. I made a lot of sales this past week selling a, Biden-Harris-ish niche, to the pro-Biden people. So take advantage of that. I wanted to follow through. I said that there were some new shirts popping up that are doing really well. Well, here are examples of 3 of those shirts. All 3 of these were posted between November 6th and November 10th. It's now November 15th. So, people are, for instance, a lot of the people who support Biden-Harris, they're probably just now figuring out, I like that, Biden 46, Harris 47. A little foreshadowing there of what could potentially happen during this term if they're going to be the next presidents. But either way, you guys get what I'm saying there. The 46 aspect, how Trump was 45 and eventually people were like, oh, Trump 45 and 45 squared. And it's just like, you can look back at the big Trump shirts that sold well and just kind of do the same thing for Biden. Some of them at least, like with regards to being the 45th president versus 46. So all 3 of these shirts are selling relatively well. They're selling okay. Some of them are selling better than others. But the 46 aspect is something you could work. As you can see here, the top selling Biden-Harris shirt with that circular vintage distressed look and the red, white, and blue. This is for the last 30 days. So it looks like the worst this BSR was ever doing was like 15,000. And then it basically has just been on a steady sloping decline since then. And it looks like it at some point, looks like about November 9th, came down to something like under 100. So that's crazy. And while it was under 100, they had increased the price to like $15 and whatever it's at now. What is it at? $15.95. So they were making a pretty healthy margin there. So they made some bank on this shirt. All right, also, I just wanted to include this shirt as a quick idea for another way to attack this niche. If you don't really even need graphic design chops, honestly. They just kind of went with the jersey look. Even though it's politics and it's pretty far from sports and athletics, they went for the sports jersey look. And this shirt has 28 reviews, so it's selling quite well. So just think outside the box with your design sometimes. Sometimes you can redo the same thing that's been done a million times, but just design it differently. All right, niche number 2. following through with what we just did, not my president, right? Cater to both sides. You got the pro Biden and Harris, and then you've got the anti Biden Harris. Work both sides. You know, if Trump fades out of the picture, you know, and he's so divisive that you got people that hate him and you got people that love him, and it was great to sell print on demand stuff to both sides. Hey, who knows? Biden might slip right in, and maybe he's not as divisive, but hey, as long as people are talking about him and feeling strongly one way or another, we should be able to make some sales. So the not my president stuff is selling pretty well. I mean, those first two shirts have under 100K BSR. Three and four have 400K, 274. I think I've got another row here. So as you can see, BSRs 350K, 191K, 151K, 369K. And I mean, it's just, I mean, how hard is it to make some of these designs, guys? Look, it's just distressed text, American flag. You got the sunglasses with the red, white, and blue. I mean, you could probably just cycle in and out different graphics, like the number 1 and number 3 spot there, where it says Sleepy Joe's not my president. You could just cycle the graphics in and out and probably make like 10, 20 different designs by just swapping in 10 or 20 different graphics, which, by the way, if you're thinking, well, how do I do the graphics? Wait till the end when I talk about the sponsors for the giveaway, because one of them is All American Graphics from our friends at All Sunsets. And they, I mean, if you literally spend $27, you get a 1-year license, and then you have not infinite, but you have a lot of options as far as graphics to mix in with the messaging of Sleepy Joe, not my president, or even flip it and say Biden Harris 46. You know, you can go both ways. All right, niche number 3. Now this one is probably one you could see coming if you've been selling t-shirts for a while. The dabbing insert big holiday. So what inspired me to share this, though, was the one you see in the middle there. It's got a BSR of 22,000. And why I like it, they combined a bunch of Christmas characters, Christmas elements into a single shirt. And you can bet that whoever designed that shirt probably is also making a killing selling the dabbing reindeer, dabbing gingerbread man, snowman, penguin, Santa Claus, elf. They're probably selling them in full-size graphics as well and making a killing across the board. So sometimes it's worth paying a graphic designer to do some of these like custom high quality graphics, because if you're strategic like this person is, you can probably get more bang for your buck by mixing up how you present them as t-shirt options. As you can see here, the BSR is steadily trending down, and that is a good thing in terms of bestseller rank. When I say BSR, I mean bestseller rank. You want to get as close as you can to being the number 1 bestseller. So as your BSR goes down, your sales go up. That's what it implies. All right, niche number 4. This one, I don't know why it's selling so well, but it is. It's selling quite well. So it says pontoon captain, just like a normal captain, only more drunker. I mean, it's hilarious, but why are the BSRs so low? Like, seriously, 33K, 33K, 132K, 231K. Like, this is, I mean, again, every time I say that, someone's in the comments like, oh, it's from, and then it's like some obvious TV show like The Office. And I'm like, oh man, now I just look stupid. So if that's the case, apologies in advance. And if it's some like new Netflix movie, like when we had the couple weeks leading up to Halloween with the big Netflix movie niches, let me know, because I need to start watching these Netflix movies and getting these niches. So those of you guys that, you know, watch the new Netflix releases right when they come out, if people are wearing funny shirts, you know what I mean? If it's probably not the first time anybody's ever worn that shirt, so you should be okay to sell it. All right, funny pontoon captain, the bestseller here. And you can see the BSR 30 days ago was at like 400,000. It went as high as 850,000, and then kind of steadily decreased from there down to where it's at today. And according to this picture, 11,800 BSR. So yeah, I can't claim to understand it, but it's not like only one, because when I see one shirt selling really well and the rest aren't, I typically, well, almost always will not recommend it. But like this one, the first page was all making sales. So it's got some velocity behind it. Niche number 5. And this one is another 2020 Christmas niche. And by the way, I mean, if you guys are selling in the 2020 niche, you should just invest. Like, you could probably go to Fiverr, go to Etsy, or do it yourself and just find some like custom graphic for 2020 made with toilet paper rolls for the zeros. Because that's one of those things that it's going to be remembered as being associated with this year and the craziness. Because think about how many times you could do like a funny 2020-esque shirt, and just having, even if you did nothing else differently, like, you know, all these have masks on the reindeers, but even if you just put like the 2020 with the toilet paper roll and you reused it in every, because you could do it for, well, you could have been, we're getting to the year end, but you could have been using it in like every 2020 spin-off niche since March when the runs on toilet paper were going on. So you could have gotten a good like 8 months out of it. So anyways, that's my suggestion for if we go back in time. If we go back in time, we do a couple things differently, right? Because we'd know what to invest in too, and we could honestly have just retired and gone and bought an island for some of the incredible moves in the major financial markets that happened. If you knew they were going to come. All right, so 2020 you'll go down in history. This one had a BSR of 68K, but you can see it's steadily trending down, and I would project this will continue to do that as we get closer to Christmas. All right, looking ahead, we have November 21st, Use Less Stuff Day. November 22nd, Buy Nothing Day. Now, if you sell a Buy Nothing Day t-shirt, let me know, because you deserve a shout out on one of my videos. If you can sell if you sell a Buy Nothing Day t-shirt, which is kind of like an oxymoron, because if you're not supposed to buy anything, then why'd you buy that shirt? If you sell a Buy Nothing Day t-shirt, let me know. Also, make sure it's not trademarked, because I don't always check these. These are just like, I look at the calendar in Merch Ninja, which is also how, from Merch Ninja, it's how I pull this information as well. And Merch Ninja, by the way, sponsored last week's giveaway, and they'll sponsor next week's giveaway. But they are the Amazon merch research tool that I use when I'm preparing these videos. November 23rd. Oh yeah, link in the description. Check them out. November 23rd, Fibonacci Day. That's really interesting, by the way. If you guys don't know what like the Fibonacci sequence is and how it kind of naturally occurs in nature, just Google it. Take like 10 seconds. It's really cool. November 25th, Shopping Reminder Day. Guys, if you haven't gotten anything yet, guys and girls, but I know guys are probably guiltier of waiting. You know, that's your reminder. November 26th, Thanksgiving. Can't wait. Can't wait for Thanksgiving, because I'll probably eat Thanksgiving at my girlfriend's house, and they do a lot of seafood, and I'm not a turkey guy, so. Bonus t-shirts. All right, last week when I did top 5 niches and I was talking about election shirts, I kind of chuckled to myself and I said something along the lines of like, I've got a good idea for a shirt, but I'm not going to do it. Hopefully someone does. This is what I was referring to right here. And I don't mean like, oh, clever, make an election 2020 fraud shirt. Not what I meant. I meant the red and the blue line there. Do you see that? Now, I have no clue if this was covered by mainstream media, where I know most people, probably not you guys, but like most people, most Americans probably get their news from mainstream media, sadly, and they don't cover things like this. But I'm going to tell you what this shirt is referring to, in case you didn't know. And again, I don't lean one way versus the other, so I'm just laying it out there for you, right? This is just what happened. So these are, and this is 2 states. I know it happened in at least 3 states. And to my knowledge, this has never happened ever before. But it just so happened to happen 3 times in election 2020, all in swing states, all in favor of the same candidate. So it's just a lot of strange coincidences, honestly, where the lines, this is plotting the votes for left versus right, red versus blue. It's called red blue. This is plotting votes for red versus votes for blue over time. And then at some point, and you know, notice how they follow a pattern, and you kind of expect it to follow those patterns. But at some point, I think the story is they stopped counting. And then when they resumed counting and they added all the votes during that period where they weren't being counted, coincidentally, strange statistical anomaly, I'm sure, all of the votes basically were for one candidate. And it resulted in these like vertical lines on these charts, completely deviating from statistical expectations and from the average that we had seen over the past, 10 hours or whatever of vote counting. So I think this shirt was just poking fun at these statistical anomalies. Oh, I didn't even realize there's a RAUD after the F that it formed. Interesting. That's kind of implying that maybe something fraudulent happened. But now I'm going to probably have that little box underneath my video where YouTube says, the results are confirmed by the media, so don't ask questions. Anyways, let's move on. And I truly don't mind who wins the election. It's just funny that, the stories that we are being told, if you have a critical thinking mechanism in your brain that works. All right. This shirt is also another bonus shirt. It says, my Christmas spirit is whiskey. And obviously this shirt can be scaled out to swap whiskey out for something else. And, you know, you can scale that out and make a bunch of different shirts. I just thought it was funny. I'm sure I'm not the only one that enjoys a whiskey on Christmas with Christmas dinner. So, all right. And then also, if you guys missed it, a couple days ago, I did a Thanksgiving top t-shirt designs video, had a lot of fun with it. It ended up just kind of turning into not necessarily, I mean, they were all selling pretty well, but it turned into like, what shirts do Ryan think, or what shirts does Ryan think are really funny for Thanksgiving? So I'll put a link to it right here in the YouTube cards if you missed it. It's pretty good. All right, deleted designs real quick. Let's take a quick peek. All right, already, and by the way, there's a whole bunch more deleted. Like you can scroll and it'll just keep loading more and more. So I just take a screenshot, give you guys an idea. The pigeons are liars. That's hilarious. I want to know more about why that shirt even exists because it's just funny. The Bills Mafia, the Buffalo Mafia is referring to like the NFL fans, NFL team fans. The Let It Snow, I've talked about that before. That was a really good seller like a year or two ago, but you don't want to go after that. What else? Black Lives MAGA. Can only guess why that's removed, but also at the same time, I wouldn't touch it. I wouldn't touch the Black Lives period on merch. Just sell it on other places. And then also shirts with curse words. Merch made an announcement that they're going to start removing them. It used to be that you couldn't sell it on youth shirts, but now they said basically it implied that you can't sell it at all. I mean, if you read the wording, it's a little bit ambiguous, but it said that you can't use curse words against certain groups. But I would just remove all your shirts that have curse words. Just play it safe. All right, let's talk about the giveaway. So this is giveaway number 17. We're giving away over $1,000 in prizes, not cash, unfortunately. I wish I could do that. To 2 lucky winners, and entering is completely free. It is my print-on-demand mega pack sponsored by the Flying Upload, print-on-demand upload automation to all of the platforms you see here and more. AutomatePOD, which allows you to automate the graphic design process. Check that out. It is a very easy to use, very easy to set up, like 5 minutes or less Chrome extension. And All American Graphics. We talked about how the political designs are selling really well and everybody should be making some sales selling them because it's not that hard. I mean, just use text and then put one of these graphics in. You know what I mean? Don't overcomplicate things here. So check them out. There's links to all the sponsors in the description if you want to just go ahead and pay for them. I mean, in case you don't win. Anyways, if you would like to try to win, if you can't afford them, take advantage. This is giveaway number 17. There's a link in the description. Also, right before we wrap the video up, just wanted to remind you I've got a full print-on-demand course. It covers all of the ways that I make money selling print on demand. I don't lean on advertising and I don't do Shopify because honestly, if we're being truthful, the amount of effort and time involved in launching a Shopify store and doing it the best way it can be done vastly outweighs, in my mind, selling on all of these marketplaces that work for us and doing that in a optimal approach, like where you're actually giving it your best. And I don't like to do anything if I'm not giving it my best effort. So check that out. I just launched my Redbubble course, by the way. If you join my full print on demand course, you get the whole Redbubble course, which is over 30 lectures. It is incredibly thorough for Redbubble, but it covers everything else as well. So check that out. Link in the description. Thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate you. Appreciate your time. If you haven't already, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you tomorrow.
Passive Income School is open. Enroll now at RyansMethod.com. Thank you.